Welcome back, everyone. We are making a German chocolate poke cake. It is the ultimate cake recipe for the fall. It's going to be delicious. We're going to make it easy by using a boxed cake mix. We're going to bake the cake. We're going to poke holes in the cake. We're going to drizzle a delicious ooey gooey mixture over the cake. Get it into the holes of that cake so every bite is delicious. And then I'm going to make the ultimate icing for this cake. It's a German chocolate cake, and that icing is going to look like that. There's coconut in it. Okay, y'all, let's get started. I'm in a large bowl. We're going to open up the box of cake mix and add it to the large bowl. Now, this is a perfectly moist German chocolate cake mix. The size is 15.25 ounces. Now we're going to be following the directions on the back of the box. So if you're using a cake mix that's less in ounces than this one here, or even maybe more ounces than this one here, that's totally fine. Just follow your instructions on the back of the box, okay? That's the first step. Now what we're going to do is make this bakery style. You can skip this whole step if you want to, but why would you want to skip the step? It's not that more difficult than what we're fixing to do. Bakery style means you add an extra egg, you change your oil to melted butter, and then you change milk from water. So to our mix right here, we're going to add 4 eggs, 2, let me get a little bowl here. Make sure we're not getting shells in there. 4 eggs. Now I just brought these to room temperature. Okay, on the back of the package, it says half a cup of vegetable oil, or you can change that to the half a cup of melted butter. I cooled down the melted butter just a little bit so it doesn't scramble the eggs when we add it in there. So make sure you do that. And 1 cup of milk instead of the water. But like I said, you do not have to do that if you don't want to. All right, I'm bringing my electric hand mixer over. I use this because it'll make it nice and fluffy. All right, we're going to beat this for 2 minutes. Get it nice and aerated in there. When I was young, there was always German chocolate cake in the refrigerator. I seem to remember the Pepperidge Farm one. Came in a box, and you would just take slices out of it. Now, my husband is not a fan of German chocolate cake because it has coconut involved, but I already made him a dessert, so he's happy. So he's allowing this one to leave the house. It's going to my mom, though I'm taking a few slices, so all of it's not going, but she's going to share it with some people that come over to her house. They're from the church. So this will make them happy. Nice German chocolate cake. All right, it's getting very fluffy in there, and that's what we want. I'm going to take my spatula here. We're going to pull down the sides, make sure all the powder is incorporated. All right, that's done. I'm going to put it on low just to get all that off there. There we go. We're going to bring over our 9x13 baking dish. We're going to spray it with some nonstick cooking spray. I use the kind that has the flour in it. Just really helps release the pieces of cake from the baking dish here. Whew. All right, that's coming out kind of strange. But we do have it covered there. Let's take our batter, pour it into the baking dish. And then we're going to smooth it out nice and evenly. Do have a little extra grease in there, don't I? That's okay though. That's okay. It's very thick, so you got to get it where you want it. Take a knife, because you know this is a piece of cake right here left on here. You want it all in there. There we go. Okay, I'm just cleaning off my baking dish, making sure that all of the grease is off the edges here and the sides. That way it doesn't drip into our oven. All right, we're gonna bake this in a preheated oven at 350 degrees. You wanna bake it per the directions on the back of the package. This is a 9 by 13, so we're gonna bake it for 22 to 27 minutes. You want to make sure that it's nice and puffy on the top. The sides have pulled away just a little bit. We're going to be back. I'm going to show you the second step. Okay, I've just pulled this out of the oven. I'm going to take a toothpick. I've already tested it, but I just want to show you that you want to make sure that you put it into the center of the cake. All the way down, come up. It should be nice and clean. They're going to have a crumb on it. That's totally fine. That just means it's cooked. All right, we're going to let this sit here for just a few minutes. And then we're going to make the stuff we're going to fill the cake with. In a medium bowl, we're going to add 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. This is 14 ounces. Now you know what's happening, huh? Yeah. The perfect fall dessert, for sure. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of squeeze that out. Oh yeah, this is the good stuff here. To that, we're going to add 12 ounces of a caramel. All right, this is like a caramel sauce. I'm going to put in 12 ounces. Be about 2/3 of this container here. That feels good right there. Blend this together. Ooh, oh my gosh. This is going to be very decadent. All right, let's give that a try. That's good. Okay. Just wash my hands. Let's talk about poking the holes in the cake right here. You want something kind of large. You don't want to use like fork or a toothpick or anything like that to get your holes, because you really want that sauce to go into the cake nice and thick. I am using a large straw, and I'm going to go in and poke the holes in with that. If you have a wooden spoon on the back end of it and you can poke holes with that, that's totally fine. So we're going to start right here. Poke your holes. This would be a good cake to put out for Thanksgiving. I would put about 1 inch in between your holes here. That way it doesn't break into the other holes. You want every bite to have that delicious mixture in it. Okay. This was the straw that I used right here. It just fits into those big tumbler cups. Okay, we're going to take our caramel sweetened condensed milk mixture and pour it all over the cake. Aim for those holes. Just like that. This is a great cake to bring out around the holidays. It's decadent. It deserves all the glory on your dessert table. All right, I'm going to put the rest kind of over the cake. Just take your offset spatula, and if you need to just smooth it out. Make sure all the holes are filled. There we go. I can't help it. Delicious. We're going to need to cool down the cake completely before we ice the cake. I'm going to put it in my refrigerator for about an hour and see if that does that. And then we're going to make that delicious icing. You know the one, it's got the coconut, it's got pecans, it's ooey gooey. We still have to top the cake. Okay, the cake is almost cooled down completely. We're going to make a pecan coconut frosting to ice our cake with. And it's really simple. We only have 7 ingredients here to put this together. We have packed brown sugar, sweetened coconut flakes, pecan pieces, milk, vanilla, butter, and salt. Once we make it, we're going to cool it down completely so that we can ice our cake. So we're going to start in a large saucepan, and we're going to place in 1 stick of butter, which is ½ a cup. We're going to put the burner on a medium heat, and we're going to melt that entirely. The butter is nice and melted. We're going to add in 1 1/3 cups of brown sugar that was packed. 8 ounces of shredded coconut. This is sweetened. 1 cup chopped pecans. 1/4 cup of milk. 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to mix this all together. Get it nice and combined. Now this recipe, my mom swears by, this frosting right here. It's the fastest way you can make it, but I'm gonna think the fastest way, you get a can of the coconut pecan frosting from your store and just whip it across your cake. But y'all, this is good. Ooh-wee, I want y'all to look at this. Once you get this all combined, we're gonna turn off the heat. We're going to take this off the burner and we're going to allow this to cool completely, and it'll get nice and thick, and we'll be able to frost our cake with it. That's some thick icing here. What I did was I put the whole pot into the refrigerator, just laid it on a towel in there, and I waited until the pot cooled down completely, and look at that, icing, frosting, it's nice and thick. That caramel is just kind of seized everything together, which is what we wanted. Okay, let's ice a cake. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. You can make this about 30 minutes before you're ready to ice the cake. Cool it down completely, and you'll be ready to go. We're going to get an offset spatula, that will really help. And then just spread it out nice and carefully. What's nice is that icing is very thick. It's going to sit on the cake very well. It's not going to pour down. I'm going to cut a piece and we're going to go in and give this a try. Ooh, look at that. What do y'all think? Oh, it's nice and soft on the inside. That delicious icing. Here's my bite. Mmm. It is so rich, so decadent, smooth. A little bit of crunch on the top with the coconut and pecans. Oh my goodness. Y'all, make this for fall, a winter dessert, a holiday dessert. We got Thanksgiving coming up, even Christmas. This will suit the bill for sure. Kind of semi-homemade. I used a boxed cake mix, made it bakery style. We poked some holes into the cake. We put some deliciousness into it, topped it with a scrumptious frosting. Coconut pecan. All right, you guys, Give me a thumbs up on this one. Make sure you comment down below. Make sure you share this recipe with family and friends so they can make their own. All right, you guys, I'll see y'all on the next episode. Bye.